Hello, Incubator students. I hope you're doing well. Your family's doing well. I know seniors, this must be really hard for you. End of your high school experience is shut down, and we really don't know what's going to happen with prom, graduation, and other boat party and other events that we normally have this time of year. So I do feel bad for you guys. Hang in there. As far as Incubator goes, you guys worked pretty hard this year. You made tremendous progress. A lot of teams have been very, very active. I really appreciate the work that you put in. I'm so happy to be involved in the learning process with you as we learn. And I got to go to a perfume factory this year that was pretty exciting. I went to the health club and got to know stuff about things I didn't know. So I learned so much, and I learned it off of the ideas that you generated through ideation. And here we are at MVP. There's a bunch of groups that are out already practicing their MVP. They've got the product out to the market. But the majority of the teams they just weren't there yet. So what we're going to do with a lot of teams is moving forward, we're going to do what's called a smoke test MVP. And I'll explain more of that in the upcoming weeks. But right now, I'm going to kind of focus you in on a couple tasks this week to kind of get the ball rolling. As you communicate with your team, it's important that you find a good way to communicate, either email, you could do FaceTime, Google Hangout, Zoom, whatever your team kind of prefers. But try to hold your team accountable during class. So maybe during class, you spend the 57 minutes working as a team and getting together. It's important that you don't just divide and conquer, because you're going to lose any of the momentum that your team had. And you want to take this to the end and come up with something. As far as a final presentation goes, a final pitch, we might have to do a virtual one, because if we don't go back to school, obviously we won't have an in-person pitch competition. But what we will do is we will do a virtual pitch competition. So we'll talk more about that in the future. So right now, if you look in Schoology, I updated all the grades for the quarter. I gave a small evaluation of the overall MVP and where you were at and what I saw. Almost all groups were great there. What kept us from being maybe outstanding is the final push of just being, getting further ahead on your timeline. So a lot of you guys were a month behind on your timeline. So if you're worried about your grade, don't be worried about your grade, because it can't go down from here. So this is kind of where your grade is at. It only could go up. And so we probably have at least another 150 to 200 points planned in. So there's plenty of room for improvement and growth in your overall evaluation for the semester grade. And I know juniors, I've been getting a lot of emails from juniors about that. So don't panic. Just let's be awesome and move forward. So if you guys have any questions, just email me. I will be doing team meetings probably starting next week. If your team needs to talk with me this week, we just need to set up a time, and we could do that. Just email me, okay? If I'm going to meet with your group during our scheduled class time, I'll give you at least a 24-hour advance notice of that meeting. And so we're going to probably do, obviously, another share back, and then we're going to create a final pitch, and then we got to kind of work a little bit on our smoke test MVP. There might be a few individual assignments kind of built in too. So I think as you look at this, you made it this far. Let's finish the job. Let's get it done. Let's see what we could produce here. And this is something we can be proud of. And this in the grand scheme of high school, when you look back, you spent a whole year on this project, and this is something that you will hopefully remember, and then kind of reflect on the growth that you had. And maybe this process will get you thinking about the next idea and next project that you might want to partake in when it comes to entrepreneurship. All right. Just email me if you have any questions, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.